Good. Needed some action. You don't get it. About the Canary stuff. It's my mother's crap.
But you know so much more than you...
There. It's a haunting.
About that subject from before. But you know so much more than you give yourself credit for.
You don't get it. About the Canary stuff. That's my mother's crap.
But you know so much more than you give yourself credit for.
But never as much as her.
Ah,
Don't me! She's the expert.
of course she is. She has decades of experience. But a proper teacher never makes a student feel inadequate.
Maybe in Navarra. Get ready to fight.
Places between.
And I can pick up the letters to Majesty.
The deeper currents.
There are whispers from the levels below.
We got rid of a haunting in the Hossberg wetlands.
Welcome news.
It will stalk the innocent no longer.
A malignant spirit has attached itself to an inanimate object.
It has already taken lives.
Dispose of it before it strikes again.
Thanks for the tip-off. Got people clear before.
The market was alright. No one gave you any trouble. Wait, Death Mage. You eat?
Why wouldn't I?
Oh. Death Mage stuff?
I had jam and toast only an hour ago.
It just appeared overnight. I swear I'm drunk.
Have you tried Zest fish on the other side of the city? Did you get the books? I left them on your desk. Yes.
Is that a candle hop? Must be the haunting.
Got him ready for you.
Small candle hops better.
Congratulations are in order. There are no more hauntings of this magnitude to be dealt with.
You have done well.
Allow us to present you with a final token of our appreciation. We've much to examine.
The halls await.
You ready to fight?
Should you need me, I'm ready to plunge back. Now, what do you have to say for yourself?
Did I miss something?
Since we're here to gather flowers for the dead, I thought I'd teach Manfred some plant names. But I just caught him attempting to wade into a rose bush.
That must have been frustrating.
He knows he's not supposed to play in the horticulture. Oh, Manfred. Whatever will happen to you if I pass on?
If?
Ah, there's something I'd like to talk about. Do you know what a lich is, Rook?
Doesn't ring a bell?
A lich is a mage transformed into one of the undead while retaining their true, original consciousness. The idea fascinated me when I was younger. For years, I researched and experimented, spoke with spirits and mages. Then, eventually, I found them.
Who?
The Lich Lords of the Grand Necropolis. Necromancers before me who'd transformed themselves into true living dead.
Not everyone gets to meet their idols.
Oh, but I was nervous. The Liches are the great protectors of the necropolis, bulwarks against forces that threaten creation. After years of tests and rituals, they granted me my desire, the right to attempt lichdom.
That's great for a necromancer, right?
It is a singular opportunity.
Good?
Lichdom is an incredible honor. Immortality, prestige, the most hallowed ranks of the Watchers, as well as a chance to be of service past my allotted years. But there are considerations. Come, we have flowers to gather for the dead.
Okay, but I've got questions.
Blue creepvine. This will do nicely.
Emmerich, aren't most undead just random spirits inside corpses?
Liches are different. It wouldn't be a spirit acting in my name. My true consciousness will be housed in my departed friend. How? The Order must keep some secrets. Moon blossoms, famed in verse and song.
Smells like perfume. Do liches have a sense of smell?
I've been told that while some of my senses will dull, others will become available. Other than that, I can't say if the flowers would still hold their bloom for me. Lichdom serves a purpose. There are dark things in creation, threats to both our world and the Fade. The Liches of the Necropolis have the insight and the abilities to oppose them.
And you're joining them when?
Certain elements have held me back. There's no ready instructions for lichdom. The steps must be discovered on one's own over years to be fully understood.
Does the spell to become a lich kill you, or do you have to?
No, mercifully, that falls to another Watcher. After my death, my soul will be drawn back into my body instead of moving on to whatever lies beyond.
So, what's holding you back from lichdom?
Even with all my preparations, there's a chance I could die permanently during the rites. What cowardice. The promise of immortality, an end to all my fears, and the final veil stays my hand.
Emmerich, you've spent your life preparing for this, and it could still fail.
You say nothing that hasn't hounded me. Traditionally, candidates for lichdom face one final sifting of the soul. If they avoid it, you saw my old colleague.
Hezenkos? She's a lich.
A half-lich, though that hasn't diminished her powers. Until I stop her plans, I won't possess the peace of mind for lichdom. Why don't you select the next flowers, Rook?
Sure. So, what's a half-lich exactly?
Johanna attempted the rites of lichdom and failed. Stuck in her in-between state, she is supremely dangerous, but can't learn any new magic.
No wonder Hezenkos was shouting so much.
No, she's always been that way.
What about the sifting of a soul that Hezenkos avoided?
The spirits of the necropolis judge whether a candidate is worthy of the power and responsibility of lichdom.
How'd she become a lich without it?
I shared some knowledge when we were colleagues. She apparently put together more.
For a watcher, Hezenkos is pretty harsh on spirits.
We made allowances because of her discoveries. Too many. Spirits are not things to be disposed of.
You really care about them.
They're so susceptible to the world's whims, Rook. Some spirits are dangerous, but how quickly most For all she's done, I can't condemn Johanna for attempting lichdom. That freedom from mortality, that divorce from fear. And of course, time to read all of one's books.
Of course.
We have enough flowers. There's something I'd like to show you. Here we are.
Oh, so these flowers are for...
Yes. If you could place them on the graves, please.
In memory of Rupert and Eleonora Volkaren. They walk eternity hand in hand.
After I became a watcher, I erected a proper shrine to my parents. When I come to talk, I like to think they listen. Well, Don't be shy. Introduce yourself.
Rook, it's a pleasure. Do you remember your parents?
Some memories are bright. Others are akin to those dim early morning dreams one gets sometimes. Lately, I wondered what they'd think of our current course, the choices ahead.
Your lichdom.
What would they have wanted me to be?
I can tell you what I think they'd want you to be.
What's that?
Happy. You could always speak with your folks, couldn't you?
My parents last saw me as a boy. By the time I mastered my corpse whispering, I was a man. If I woke them, there might be a flash of recognition, or... Besides, if I speak to too many other spirits, Manfred might grow jealous.
Can't have that.
It'd be impossible. I agree.
It worked.
Rook, good. We have discovered what Ivenchi is planning for Treviso. When you fought the comic master in the garrison, you mentioned a note you found that said some comic had gone missing.
We have discovered who stole it.
Eventually.
The governor intends to release it all around the city to pacify violent seditionists.
They called us reckless and now... Now Evenchi will ruin the minds of thousands in this city to have their peace and order.
Destroying your own people's minds. How could Eventually do this?
By telling themselves there is nothing else to be done.
After the dragon attack, and then the blight... The governor is a coward who has given up on Treviso.
Better to poison the last of it themselves than let anyone else solve these things.
It is finally time to strike. Go to the garrison and prevent Evenchi from releasing the comic.
Once you are there, Thea and I will lead the Crows against the rest of Evenchi's forces in the city.
Understood.
There is something else. Jacobus stormed off earlier. He did not look well.
Look out for him, would you?
Of course. We'll head to the garrison.
Do you think Evenchi would target the field hospital?
I would not put anything past them now.
There's the garrison.
You don't seem happy.
On to the garrison and the governor.
Hey. had a thing. You don't seem happy about your...
Courtyard looks empty.
Where are all the on-tom guards?
Eventually must be further in. We clear the garrison this time. Eventually's got to know there's no way out for a traitor.
Watch yourself. Trouble coming.
Look! Intruders! Calm them down. We can escape across the roof.
Oh, nicely done, Rook.
Dark spawn. The courtyard's full of them.
That explains why Eventually's Anton were trying to run.
Left side.
Eventually's blighted. Wait! Jacobus? Okay, now for Eventually.
I will see you dead if it's the last thing I do before the blight takes me!
Careful. The air smells wrong.
Wait, are these Anton real?
I see the comic is working!
Got this all!
End it!
That's all you want! It won't end any differently! Why don't you die? Why don't you give up?
Enemies at range.
If that damned dark spawn at the gates hadn't scratched me, blighted me, if you hadn't interfered.
It wouldn't have made a difference.
Neither will my death. My comet could have helped stabilize the city. But it's still blighted. Dying. Nothing can save Treviso now.
The crows. The citizens helping each other through the dragon and the blight. They're already taking care of each other.
It won't last.
I think it can. And so do the crows. You say you did all this for Treviso, Evenchi. To protect it. But you never really believed in it.
What would you know about the city I love?
If Rook hadn't stopped the governor in time. Rook! I should have wine. We should toast you.
Evenchi is dead. The comic is being disposed of. All thanks to you.
The garrison's a mess.
Details.
The Antam remain, though with Evenchi gone, I think we will be able to persuade them to move on in the coming months.
People are being moved to safer areas outside the Blight. Crows have time now to patrol for Darkspawn.
It will take years, but we can plan for Treviso's future now that it has one.
Treviso would have fallen long ago if it really didn't have a chance.
I'm not so sure. A city is only as healthy as those who care for it.
You never gave up, Rook. We will repay that in full. But life is so dull if all we talk about are responsibilities. It is time to celebrate.
For our victory.
For Treviso's freedom.
For the crows.
What an excellent idea. Viago, dear, you mentioned something about getting us drinks? Rook, we have news about the Antam's experiments with Gatlock.
What's happening?
They're working with Venatori to set off these new and improved explosives across the city.
The Antam will claim it was to scare away Darkspawn, while they destroy areas loyal to the Crows.
Our agents cannot be everywhere. I will mark several locations where they store this Gatlock. Destroy it, discreetly.
You don't seem happy about your brother.
Well, sort of, but also not.
There's the experimental Gatlock. Corey and Antam are guarding it. They haven't set it up in foot.
All in one place. Makes it easy.
Away from the Major's Gatlock. Stuff settled.
Glad you're on our side.
We need to get rid of the rest of this Gatlock.
You don't seem happy about your brother.
Well, sort of, but also not. It's complicated.
You thought he was dead. Now he's alive.
Which is good. That he's not dead, I mean. But it's not him. Well, it is, but he's working with Anaris. It was easier before. I could think of the good things. Now he's back and I have to, I don't know, fix him?
He's alive. That's a start.
I hope so.
I'm on it.
That's all the Gatlock here. On to the next spot.
Did you hear? They tore down the checkpoint on the north end of the city.
Rather be at a bar. Coffee makes everyone smell angry.
I can't believe this cafe is hidden inside all the crowds and chaos. I love it.
Over there. More of that Gatlock the Venatori made stronger.
Careful ahead.
Okay, just one more pile of Gatlock to deal with.
That's good, because I don't think the Antam or the Venatori have figured out how to stabilize it.
You were gone yesterday.
I don't think you are wrong to be cautious about Yakos.
There's that last cache in Catlock. The Untarm and Venatoria are on alert.
Don't let them get close to the Gatlog! This would be your last Finish it! Watch ahead.
Got it.
There. We've gotten rid of the last of this new Gatlock.
Venatoria and Antom didn't like working together. No surprise there.
They didn't seem pleased with their magically enhanced Gatlog either.
I won't be making another batch anytime soon. Treviso may be blighted, but no one's burning down any part of it. I think we've done what we can for Treviso. We've shown everyone you can stand against the Antam and the Blight.
So if you're a mage and you used to feel spirits,
They said I could find you here.
Good timing. I think I'm done for the day. The Lords of Fortune don't mess around, do they? Hey, thanks for the lessons. I'll be back. I'm beat. I just gotta...
You just gotta...
Do you feel that? It's dark. And they're so afraid. So alone.
Harding? What's happening?
There's so many of them. All in my head. So... much.
Listen to me. I'm here, and you're safe. Take all the time you need.
I'm safe. Yes. I could feel it. Rippling through the stone. confusion, isolation, fear.
Whose fear?
Whatever was after me has turned on the dwarves. It's drawing me out. Drawing me down.
Lace, listen. You're not alone. Whatever's out there, we'll face it together. I promise. Together.
I could kiss you right now. I'm going to kiss you right now.
Lace, there's something we might need to. It's your magic.
Rook?
You make the world spin, Lace Harding.
Rook! Lyrium. It's like I'm infused with lyrium.
I noticed it when we touched. At night when we talked about your dreams.
You knew? You knew and you still kissed me?
Wow, I feel drunk.
Yeah, it's because I turned your head into mush.
Or it's love.
You boob! This is not funny! Okay, I'll fix it. I promise. I will find a way and I will fix it. Okay? Okay? Damn it! No, don't touch me!
Hey Tash, you talked with your mother lately?
I'm here to hit things.
That's a yes, then.
Storm Riders get really possessive about their hordes. She'll be tracking the scent of anything that got taken.
Looks like they're talking about a dragon. Kataranda?
Kataranda the Storm Rider. She's bad. She's real bad. Breathes lightning, like the Vincimer.
The Vincimer was kind of friendly, though.
Kataranda isn't. She is a bad dragon. Want to take a look behind the waterfall? Sometimes there's treasure.
Tosh, if you're looking for traps, there's a place on Drool's Gauntlet.
Yeah?
Yes, it's really ancient, old Elvenon ancient. No treasure here. Maybe in the wreckage over there?
Right. Where were we?
Yes, it's really ancient, old Elvenon ancient.
Nope. Let's see if it burns. Nope again.
Tosh, you got this. Cataranda threw that ship like a toy.
Looks like something took the treasure and buried it. Here comes trouble.
Flew off with the treasure.
Dragons aren't the only ones who like to collect anything shiny.
If you're looking for traps, there's a place. And Brule's Gauntlet.
Yeah?
Yes, it's really ancient, old Elvenon ancient. It's supposed to test hunters who want to wield the mightiest weapons. It's filled with traps. No one has made it through in ages. Well, not in one piece anyways.
And these are real traps, not broken down magic?
Made by Andrul's own priest to test the greatest warriors of Arlethan. I saw a hunter go in years ago. A few minutes later, big flash of light and his head shot back out. On fire.
Okay, yeah. That sounds pretty great.
Oh, what if we gave it a coin? Would that be a fair trade?
We have to pay you? I feed you breadcrumbs every week. Some kind of puzzle with torches or fires or something. Make a treasure out of it. Nope.
This is all the treasure stolen from Cataranda.
Let's get to the beach where I lured the Vinsimer. Plenty of open space for a good fight. And be ready with poisons. Lightning dragons are more sensitive to poison than most.
Everyone get ready.
My beach. Karala! down Deathstorm the Storm Rider. We are drinking for free tonight.
And look! There's treasure caught in her scales.
Yep. Storm Riders carry around bits of their hoard. I think maybe they get worried when it's not with them.
I have a cousin who lives in this part of town. Told me about the Archon's palace attacking the city.
Was your cousin hurt?
No, she was lucky. Her neighbors lost their market stall, though.
So you came in one morning and her desk was just...
Here it is. The Black Emporium.
We have company! Urchin! Where is that urchin? Oh, don't tell me I've misplaced another one! No matter. He'll be back. He always
I think what she was researching.
It's the reason.
Lenos intends to destroy the city with Blight and Darkspawn.
Carthus. Nothing like an attack to cause chaos in a city. You should head there immediately.
All right, let's go.
Watch yourself.
Fight on for the gods! There will not Nice one. I'll go with that.
Nice one, Taj. Something tore through these gates. Watch out! What this Darkspawn is what tore through the gates. More blights in the way. That did it. We can...
Bunch of them. Let's do this.
crumbling down here. Might be tricky to get out.
At least reality's not squishy, so better than Arlington.
Still blocked. There's another boil somewhere. Find the blight boils. We need to clear the way and keep pushing. We got it. Way should be clear.
Shadow dragons? How did you fight this? Venatori, to me! Do you think you've won? Do you think you can stop the Venatori? Or the risen gods?
We're certainly gonna try.
Shadow dragons have brought nothing but chaos to the city. Bring these dissidents to justice. That's an order. That will be.
That's one less corrupt Templar in this land. Let's look around, see what we find.
Weird place to hang out.
The risen god's ritual. That's what the gods in the Venatori are preparing for. Nanos' documents. They detail the Venatori's long-term plans. These star charts predict an eclipse to make magic stronger.
Performing a magic ritual under an eclipse would make it powerful. That's what they're planning.
All this. The ritual, the eclipse, and the Venatori plans. We have to bring this to the Shadow Dragons immediately.
We should tell the Shadow Dragons what we found.
Evil old gods, rituals, waiting for the stars. It's about as Tevinter as blood magic and hubris.
Learning about the gods' plans is wonderful, of course. But the lists of magisters you got your hands on, now there's the real gold.
You've looked at it already. Of course you have.
Information on their backers, the ties to illegal slavery. Don't you see what this means?
This is power, May. Imagine becoming Archon and using this against those who've been hurting the people for years.
You? On the throne? Dorian.
Tell me that wouldn't be a splendid way to bring about real change.
Changing Tevinter, helping people. If we can get something good out of all this, I'm for it.
You've given us an opening, Rook, and believe me, we shall seize upon it.
But how would you use this information exactly?
Dorian wants to use it to crush our enemies by whatever means necessary. I prefer to use it to rally the people. I say we make the information known. Allow the people to see the real justice served. Prove that from now on, we work for them.
We tried that already. Or have you forgotten the Lucerni? I no longer trust that political machine will work in our favor. No. We must get at the root of the problem before they can react. A more forceful approach. Destroy them and their networks utterly.
Swords and spies and blackmail? The devious means you learned in the South? If we go outside the system, we invite everyone else to do the same. No, we have to do this in the open. Show the people of Tevinter that we're here for them.
We're shadow dragons. It's right there in the name. You supported this because you knew the system didn't work for the people.
The point was to work in the shadows until we could work in the light. And Rook has brought us what we need.
May, the Imperium's politics burned you once and you still...
Enough. We're not the only ones who have a stake in this. Rook, you have been instrumental in all this. Which strategy do you prefer?
What sort of change are you trying to achieve?
For a start, slavery. Abhorrent. It needs to go no more.
And Tevinter has been ruled by the Altus Mages for all of its history. That must change. The Zoparati, non-mages, deserve a say in their own governance.
And all that's just the beginning of what will undoubtedly be a long journey.
Shouldn't you be on the same side?
We are on the same side. We both know what Tevinter needs. How best to get it, that's the question.
If we went with Dorian's plan, I'd support it fully. But we won't, because he'll come around and realize that I'm right.
And I'd absolutely back you up on that, if you were right, which you aren't.
We'll see.
Will we?
Dorian, are you really suggesting violent revolution?
Not necessarily. Sometimes a mere threat of violence is sufficient.
He learned that from his friends in the South. I hear Ferelden settled a succession crisis with a duel.
It worked. Astoundingly.
We're not Ferelden.
I'm merely saying we need to consider bold and creative methods of achieving our ends. The game is rigged. Why play by rules crooked magisters already exploit? Clear the board and start over. If they're gone, we can fill the magisterium with those who respect the office. Then we'll actually see progress.
You want me to choose who will be Archon? But I'm not even from here. I can't decide.
Then talk to the ones who are. See what they say. Asher and Tarquin, Nev Gallus, they're all a part of this, just as you are. We should all be comfortable with whatever course we take.
All right. I'll go do that.
Grand news about Lenos. One less crooked Templar in town.
The city will be better off with him gone.
We can hope.
Lenos made my life miserable. Rana's too.
I hear he started out different. Maybe he once cared about something other than gold. But I didn't know that, Lenos. And I'm not going to mourn the one I did. Still, I'll thank the bastard for writing everything down. And delivering it to us all neat.
Dorian and Maevaris still have to decide what to do with everything we got from Lenos.
I just don't know enough about Tevinter to know what's best for its people.
I suspect this decision will determine Tevinter's path for years to come.
Then Dorian's way is my choice. He knows you don't stop to talk when you find a hole in the enemy's defenses.
Dorian is a brash rebel.
And Maevaris too much of a romantic.
I think the people will appreciate Maevaris returning as the leader they've always wanted to see.
No. They'll appreciate their lives actually changing for the better.
What if we pick the wrong person?
They both care. They'll both try their best. There is no wrong person. With your help, we've come further than we have in years. Change isn't a straight line. All that matters is that we keep moving.
And that's just fancy talk for thanks, Rook. You did good.
So, what do you think?
Lenos is gone. We got information about the Venatori's plans, the god's ritual. Would have liked to see his face when he lost, but having him gone is good enough.
I meant about Maevaris and Dorian. We all want change. Who will be more effective in getting it?
Oh, that. You're dragging me into it?
This is your city. Don't you think you should have a say?
Maevaris Talani has been in this game for decades. She's dedicated and ruthless when she needs to be. Dorian Pavus is a wild card. Flashy and inventive, he'll keep his enemies on their toes. But damn it, there's no right answer. They both play the game well, and Tevinter's ready for change. But the best way to get it, who can make it happen, I wish I knew.
Maker. A full quarter of the Magisterium supporting a cult. Bending the knee to these risen old gods just for a taste of more power. Can they not see they're only tools for the gods? So they can destroy the world?
Demanding intelligence, rationality, and self-awareness from our peers. You ask too much, Maevaris.
Look at me. Such a fool.
Ah, it's Rook. You spoke with the others.
What do you think? Who should be leading the charge from here on?
What happens after it's decided who'll lead?
Well, Lenos is gone, the cult's numbers are down, and they're scrambling to prepare for the god's ritual. They'll be distracted. It's a perfect opportunity to get our preparations in order.
All plans contingent on surviving the current disaster, of course.
Maevaris should lead.
I will not squander the opportunity. That is my promise to you all.
And May will have my full support, of course, for when enemies get in our way.
They will. It is Tevinter, after all.
The risen gods are still causing chaos. The people will need your voice to keep them fighting.
Oh, they will fight. This city has strength enough to stand against any so-called gods. We will win the day, and after that, we will win a brighter Tevinter for all of us.
Have you heard about this shattered dragon? Who dies next? Latest chapter.
Those missing buskers performed here. Let's see what we can find. Wine. A lot of it. I've only ever smelled this stuff around Venatori. They were here. They were here for a while. Drinking. Waiting for... what? Let's check outside. See where they went. That's blood. Did one of the buskers get hurt? No busker would leave their instrument behind. The strings are broken. Somebody knocked this instrument around.
Urns, statues, fine decor?
Thanks, friend.
Nothing catch your eye? Trinkets, treasures, take something home for someone special. Got your eye on something special for someone special? Haven't heard of the artist? Maybe you're discovering them right here. You've got an artist's eye. Fine paintings, handcrafted treasure. Trinkets to remember the good times. You survived a dragon attack and brought home this tapestry.
Wine. Probably a cheap vintage. Not the same as the wine inside. I think the buskers drank out here. Alright. The Venatori are drinking inside. They have a signal for when the buskers finish. The buskers go outside for a drink, they're distracted, then the Venatori ambush them and haul them away. So we don't know why yet, but we know where the buskers were taken. The lookout.
Did you see what it said in the paper?
Cobbled Swan denies problem with threat. Secretive order loses White
Let's find those buskers. Stay ready, though. The Venatori are playing rough. Still warm. Whoever was on watch just left. Dead. He's Venatori, not one of the buskers.
Right on the back. Someone got him with a shiv.
Empty. Where are they? The restaurant pamphlet. The garden. It mentions performers.
Does this feel shady to anyone else?
We could approach the garden from the rooftops. That'll give us some cover. We still need to save the buskers. But if this is a trap, let's be smart about it.
Ready for the fight?
Finish them now! Enemies spread! Finish them now!
Venatori, not far from the garden. That's not a coincidence. Let's go in and see if there's any sign of what happened to the buskers.
Hey, Laura. I wanted to ask you something about your cooking.
Sure. Wait, was there something wrong with the last meal? I told myself that cheese smells a little funny, and then I thought maybe it's supposed to smell funny.
Nah, it's Orlesian cheese. They all smell like that. That wasn't my question. How did you make the stir-fry?
Yeah, someone wasn't spending much on their wine.
What was I saying? How did you make the stir-fry? It was good. I thought all we had left were greens.
Oh, you can make a meal out of anything if you know how.
What can I get you?
Have you seen any buskers from Docktown today?
Ha! I heard those songbirds had gone missing.
The Venatori had plans. I set them straight.
Ah, you're Rook, aren't you? Done a lot for this city. All right, they're below. Just make it quick before someone sees you.
Hello? Who goes there?
Are you the buskers? We're here to help.
So, are you a fellow felon?
Call me Rook. I've been looking for missing buskers.
Lex Aulos, street balladeer, and sworn enemy of the Venatori, apparently.
How did you piss them off?
Well, say I'd composed a catchy but searing satirical ballad with rhymes for vainglory and excretory, and then tot said ballad to every performer in town.
That would do it.
Well, thanks to you and the owner's entirely legitimate seaway access, we live to compose another day. I'll send word to the other performers in hiding. Adieu, Rook. Our ballad needs another verse that mentions you.
Buskers in Docktown?
These meetings can't be good for business. I'm here, Inquisitor. It isn't just Inquisitor, is it? You were someone before that.
Clan Llewellyn. We try to be no one you've heard of. Morrigan is holding a perimeter. We're alone. Tell me what Solus did at Elganon's ritual.
Sounds like you already know.
I need to hear it from you.
Elganon raised his archdemon. Solus got us out of there. We saved a lot of people.
You sound grateful.
Why not? He really did help.
It seems so. He's always thinking about where it ends. How many of his names do you know? God of Lies, Dreadwolf, Fen'Harel. They're titles he earned from enemies, followers, and fractured history. He and I shared another name. Vanan.
Elven for heart.
For my heart. You've spoken to him in your dreams. You felt the power of that mind. His love could burn against me like a bonfire. He seemed so kind, and wise, and sad, and looked at me as if I somehow mattered more than anything around us. For a time, I thought I would have followed anywhere he asked me to.
Did he try to get you to come with him on his quest to tear down the Veil?
No. In fact, he forbade me to join him. He said he didn't want me to see what he would become. But that wasn't quite the truth. He's a terrible liar.
He's the god of lies, Inquisitor.
Tricks and treachery, yes. Lies of the heart? No. He forbade me to join him because I might have changed his mind. And then he left enough clues for us to follow anyway.
Hold on. You think he wanted you to stop him?
His name is Solus. It means pride. Perhaps he couldn't change his mind himself and hoped that someone else could help him. Or maybe I'm the prideful one, imagining his broken heart so that I never have to face my folly. That I loved someone who made such grave mistakes, that I might love him still.
You almost sound like you're ready to join him in that prison in the Fade.
To give up the world for him? No. We've got to save it first. But after? If there were a way? If he felt the same? If I could leave the world behind and just have him? I don't know.
One thing I've learned in this job is that the people I need the most are people who can tell me when I'm wrong.
We all need that sometimes.
It sounds like that's what you were for Solus. If the two of you were better people together, and you were happy too.
I was.
This is all hypothetical anyway. He's trapped in the Fade with no way out.
He's surprised us before. But enough about me. Tell me about you and Harding.
What? Who? How?
Morrigan has eyes everywhere.
Of course she does. I need to get the team around the table and talk about what's next.
Mana, hello. I assume Vorgoth's not far
We have her, Rook. We have her. We know exactly what she's planning.
The professor asked us to research the artifact that came into the possession of Johanna Hezenkos.
She carries a gloaming lantern.
That bad as it sounds?
They were fashioned in ages past by unscrupulous necromancers. The lanterns steal and concentrate life.
Johanna could use it to leech life from hundreds at a time. An endless source of power.
A lantern that sucks the life out of people.
Their very souls. But we know where Johanna will be.
She has returned to Blackthorn Manor.
Hezenkos intends to hold a soiree.
That can't be her whole plan.
No, but I propose a small group infiltrate Johanna's lair while she's distracted and destroy her lantern.
Let's do it.
Vorgoth and I must return to the necropolis.
Hunt well.
If only we could make Johanna see reason.
You tried before. She seems stubborn.
Perhaps that's why she attained immortality, while I quake on the threshold. If I make my own bid for lichdom... Oh, it's no use pretending this hasn't stirred up that old dread of my own mortality.
You could also be having a normal reaction to facing danger every other day.
No, it shouldn't be this crushing, this prevalent. No. Johanna was never beset by these sort of fears.
Little fear's healthy. You'll feel better once we crash her lair and destroy that lantern. Promise.
Offer, Dweller. I will answer.
She felt it all over. Her attraction to the hero, a powerful but properly contained tingle, nearly exquisite. Properly contained. No, sounds bad. Okay, cut the middle line, much more natural.
What are you working on?
Oh! Rook! I didn't see you. What did you hear?
Not sure what it was, but it sounded pretty good.
Oh, really? Well, thank you. Nev found me more cereals. I've read them, all of them, multiple times. And I thought maybe I could try it, writing my own, I mean. Not like Varric Tethris, but my own sort of thing. For me, and people like me. Something to focus on besides Syrian and all of that. And you know, you're also interesting. It helps for inspiration.
Interesting is certainly a word we could use.
But it works. You're fighting ancient gods and everything. And you know the rest. It's impressive. What you've done, I mean, brought everyone together. You're a good person, really.
Being around good people helps. That's the thing about a team. Everyone brings everyone else up.
That's what they taught me. The Veil Jumpers, I mean. A team's only as good as its weakest link, so you make them stronger. Like you do, with all of us. So, keep being that kind of person, one everyone can look up to. Anyways, thanks, Rook. I'll talk to you later. Gotta finish this scene.
I've got a meeting with the Threads.
The Threads? What for?
I need leads on Alia. I'm hoping they have something. Dharma's said to invite you. Someone's on his good side.
Davrin. Doing some renovations?
Building a trophy cabinet with figures I'm carving.
Good idea. They deserve showing off.
Always room for improvement. Trying to get the details right on this figure of Tosh. They'll fight the other monsters, and then oops. Guess that Herlock was too much to handle there, Tosh. Time to call a Grey Warden.
Really?
No. There's no wood in the world strong enough to carve their temper.
Maybe you could carve the rest of us.
Maybe. It might be good to carve the people still around, once this is all over.
If you ever need to talk more about Weishaupt.
What we're doing now, going out and helping people, makes it easier to sleep. But I'll remember the offer. Thanks, Rook.
I'll see you around.
This is where we eat.
I see.
Shathan, it's good to see you again.
My child wished to show me where she now lived.
I made food. Here, this cup. Made it myself.
You remembered the recipe on your own?
You've been hammering it into me for 20 years.
It could use more ginger.
Whatever the Qun demands.
Evitash has never been interested in Qunari traditions before now.
Perhaps Tosh paid more attention than you thought.
She did not. Is this your influence? Or that of the followers of the Qun?
The followers of the Qun?
Have they asked you to soften her to the Qun? Do they want to lure her back?
Neither. Thank you for asking.
Then why have you pushed her to this?
First, I didn't push Tosh to anything. And second, I thought you'd be pleased to see Tosh showing interest in Qunari heritage.
Evitash is a Dari. I removed her from Parvalin for a reason.
But all the lessons, all the Qunari culture?
An error on my part. I was never taught how to be a mother. Under the Qun, children are raised by those suited to such pursuits. I trained as a scholar. I was taught to think critically, to analyze without passion, and correct mistakes. You need not tell me that I am an inadequate mother. I am aware.
Then why did you leave?
When I see my child in danger, I act.
Here's the ginger.
Thank you.
So, I'm non-binary.
What does that mean?
It means I don't feel like a man or a woman.
If you are neither a man nor a woman, then what are you?
Non-binary. I just said, and I'm going to use they instead of she from now on.
If this is because I have criticized your dress or your manners...
It isn't!
Under the Qun, The term for one whose gender does not match the one given to them at birth was a cunithlock. Perhaps you are like that.
Why do you have to keep picking at it? Why can't you just be happy for me?
Evatash, Chakra to Ebra.
So I'm supposed to struggle with who I am? Even if I don't feel like I fit, even if I feel wrong?
No, you misunderstood.
Then say it better! Why am I never enough for you?
I will go. Thank you for inviting me to your home. Panahedan.
All of that was new for her. Just give her some time.
No. It's okay.
Tosh?
I'm not hiding anymore. How she takes it is her problem.
You sure?
Yeah. Come on. Don't let food go to waste. Demon's back.
I don't think he ever leaves, actually.
Then he's acting weird.
Smells like melon and wood smoke.
Hey! No! No! Sit your ass back down.
I'll handle this. Maybe make sure the alluvian room is blocked.
Now we get to talk.
When demons say they want to talk, that usually means they want to bargain.
Lucanis made a deal he hasn't kept.
What deal?
Break our chains, kill, escape our prison, and live?
Isn't that what happened?
No! I want out!
Out to where? To Vinter? Orlais? Nowhere's safe for a possessed man.
No! No! He promised! Tell him! Make him!
Rook? You were sleepwalking.
Spite was sleepwalking.
He didn't go anywhere. Nothing happened.
I didn't want you to see that. Again.
I didn't mean to invade your space.
No, it's not that.
Then what is it?
I'm supposed to be a professional.
Professional doesn't mean you have to go it alone.
Something to think about, I guess.
Tearstone Island. That's where Elganon and Gillenane will perform their ritual.
With an eclipse, those two can finish their dagger, then tear open the Fade. After that, we've witnessed the horrors Gillenane creates with even a trickle of the Blight. What happens with a flood?
Next eclipse is a month away. That's not a lot of time.
Getting past the on-time Navy won't be easy. They'll be on high alert.
We'd need our own fleet to get past them, which we don't have.
If anyone can find a way around that fleet, it's us. Everything seems impossible at the beginning. Just fight one battle at a time. Varric told me that.
Damn right, kid.
A single boat can sneak past a blockade. We just need to find something that floats.
The Antam fleet may not spot us, but the gods see much farther.
Worse, they know about us specifically. They'll be waiting.
Let's make sure there's too many distractions for them to spot us.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Harding, reach out to our allies. Wardens, Veil Jumpers, all of them. Tell them to be ready to start swinging. We start enough fires, make some noise, and the gods will look everywhere for us. Except at their front door.
It could work. Our allies aren't as strong as they could be. But with a smart plan, they could make it through.
That takes care of the approach. But what about when we get there? We'll have 2 gods waiting. Who knows how many Antam? We'll need to be at our best. Question is, we there yet?
We've still too much unfinished business nipping at our heels. There's time before the next eclipse. It's best we use it.
I'll send off messages to our allies. They'll be ready.
For something like this, we'll need everyone we know. Would Morrigan help? Could Morrigan help?
The world's ending. That's when Morrigan does her best work.
Great. Tell Morrigan the plan. See if the Inquisitor's willing to help us. I know she's busy leading the fight in the south, but she knows this blight won't end until the gods are dead. We're not ready, but we can be. Weeks until the next eclipse gives us time. Let's use it wisely.
Agreed.
Get some rest, then we'll take care of outstanding business.
Should you need me, I'm ready to plunge back into the fray. How thoughtful, Rook.
Here comes trouble.
Excellent. All safe?
Your old necromancer friend, Hezenkas. She's a lich?
In some respects, her attempt to achieve lichdom was only partial.
That's Rook's kill! We were talking about something. Your old necromancer friend, Hezenkas. She's a lich?
In some respects, her attempt to achieve lichdom was only partially successful.
So there are different kinds?
Good hit!
All clear.
Take your time. It's the little details.
When you sense the dark
Okay, so the plan is basically to sneak around, find Hezenkos's lantern, and smash it. That's quite a crowd over in the manor.
Johanna's gathering. If she's mingling there, we'll be spotted. Fortunately, we have someone who could pass as a servant.
You don't think he'll stand out?
There'll be other undead servants. I'd be surprised if Johanna recognized him. You know, she never truly appreciated Manfred's cleverness. Right, Manfred. You're to find Johanna's guests and help us gather information on where her workshop might be. We'll be watching in case anything occurs.
Something's going to occur.
Once we find and destroy Johanna's lantern, we'll end whatever she's planning. Hopefully before she introduces the lantern to her guests.
There should be enough time for Manfred to blend in as a servant.
Let's find a place inside to observe him quietly.
Right. Let's find another way in.
Johanna's last guests must already be in attendance.
There's a lot of people here. Hezenkos must be planning to drain their souls with her lantern.
And then what?
Raise more up undead, I'd wager. But no ordinary revival would require such a massive store of magic. There are far fewer corpses here than there should be.
Sounds like the party's in that main hall where we confronted Hezenkos.
Perfect. We can watch Manfred discreetly from the balconies.
Let's see if Hezenkos has that lantern on her.
There's Manfred. And Johanna.
But no lantern.
Now, you were saying about a shrine in the manor.
Yes, a shrine revealed by a spectral tome, which, as an expert, I could read if our host ever lets me into the library.
An ancestral shrine? I could question the deceased there about the location of Johanna's lantern.
Well, if the book can lead us to the shrine, let's hit the library.
I'm just waiting for our host's grand announcement.
My invitation was so unexpected. I thought Hezenkos despised me after I beat her to an unseen.
The library's to the east, right? Where we closed Hezenkos' portal into the Fade.
Huh. Yeah. Why'd she come back?
Johanna must have a workshop hidden here. Likely where she's prepared whatever she plans to empower with this lantern.
Corpses!
Johanna's creatures, we must deal with them quickly. I'd expected Johanna to post more guards.
Maybe she didn't want to scare her guests. Let's see if we can find that book pointing to the ancestral shrine. Nothing about a shrine here.
And what's a romance doing under geography,
What about this? That book just snarled.
Ah, there's our spectral tome. Well done.
It's not a opening.
One must be delicate. That priest of Johannes claimed to be an expert in spectral literature.
And was interested in the shrine. Let's have Manfred hand him the book, see what he says. Waiting for us. Manfred, take this tome to the man asking about the shrine, please.
Don't worry. We'll watch from the balcony.
What's this? The Spectral Guide to Blackthorn Manor? There now. I only want to look up one thing. Ah, there is an ancestral shrine in the northwest wing.
Perfect. Let's go to the shrine.
Yes, the deceased there should be most helpful in finding Johanna's lantern. This way to the shrine.
Why'd so many people come to Hezenkas's party? Is it the food? Food actually smells pretty good. Wait, was it corpses? Was this food made by corpses?
Of course not. Corpses never prepare food for risk of desiccated skin contaminating the meal.
Look.
The shrine's locked.
We must find a... Manfred?
What's he got there? Is this a key to the shrine?
Excellent, Manfred. Oh my! A body from the house of the Verheims, prepared during the Storm Age.
We can come back for it after.
Excellent idea.
Time to find Hezenkos. He's all yours, Emmerich.
By flame and seal, by light and flood, open your eyes once more.
Who dares disturb?
Friends to the dead.
Friends, this one was abandoned, lost.
Rick, it's getting noisy.
He's unusually obstinate. Speak! Where is Hesenkos?
Prove yourselves. What claim have you to the deceased? A willing dead companion. This one concedes. Hesenkos makes something that should not be. Red tapestry. Look there.
Rook, did you hear that? Manfred just...
I know. Also, we should move.
Oh,